Ken Flag, I've got an Apple short working right now with you and David. That's nice. I've also got a open up on the Nasdaq comp, SODA leading the way, Google $1.81, 1.81 ratio. You got GOLD, another minor up $1.77, and you have Apple 1.28 ratio. Anything hot, and you got this one here. So we have a total of very few that qualify above the SMF 1.00 ratio. So we're going to be watching how these trade up to their highs, but then when they contract on the first pullback, meaning that the pullback is diminished in price, you would look for a much higher consolidation and an immediate 369 breakout. And you would have to see everything ascending for the long side and descending for the short side. Gap open down list today. Intermune happens to be one. Biotech company has ranges thrown in the platform. They trade a little bit of different, these kinds of stocks, but I will help you out with it if needed, because or just watch how it trades. This one here. You just have to know how to work the price levels. Now, this is the gap open down list at 1.00 qualifier, and there isn't that many there. So the market is really, when you take a look at the weighted gap down and the weighted gap open up, here's the gap open up, you don't have much going on. That means that the market yesterday came shooting up off those lows, and we held that S&P analysis that SMF gave out. And all you have to do is go back and review it. Once you do, you can see where we're at today, and you can see how the gap ups and the gap downs are working. You can see that it's an options expiration. You can see that there are many things in the fire. Many things are going to be happening. Lots of headline news. The markets are trying to put in another contrarian bottom. And what that means is that every time we come down to those major price action support levels, those lines that go across there in our platform, and at those ratio levels, that they don't want to go lower, well, the more times that you bounce and hold within the range. So I could trade between 1100 and, let's say, 10 on the S&P on the long side, and I can trade it up to as high as 1248. We took it up to the 1204.40 where that reversal is right now today, but we can see where the lighter volume bottom up side breakouts mean that people are stepping back into the market, and the futures are all over the map, but the market's not having a lot of big gap open up or downs, okay, because they're not. So that means it's a sideways open in the pre-market futures, the way that prices are weighted right now. You don't have a lot of big gap down, you don't have a lot of big gap up, and everything else is just kind of like, idling right here in price action. It will be very manipulative on the opening bell. And what will end up happening is that they'll be dropping bids down. They'll be shorting the highs right away. They'll be dropping them down. Then they'll be getting net long. You'll be looking at that out of 6 trading days, we had 3 major nice up days. Yesterday was one. We had 2 of those last week. Does it keep going today? We're going to find out. If it doesn't, and they start shooting them shorts down below them previous half bars, and those diamonds are putting in consolidation lows and then breaking lower, that means that that put side is paying, and that put side is paying, and that short side on that stock is paying, and vice versa. Just like yesterday, if we're popping down there and they're holding that support, but immediately there's a turn, hey, that call side was paying. That call side was paying. Both sides of the market was paying yesterday. We have the live videos. We're going to be watching now. I'm going to be putting in a 530 put on Google, because Google is somewhere around here. It's 532. So I'm going to go back to the 535 put. That's the gap open up list, everybody, and the gap down list on the Nasdaq comp and trade management. for 9/13 of 2011. The time is 6:10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, SMF MMTs.